here on News Desk. Thank you very much for your company. In our first conversation, though, the Speaker of Parliament, Doe Adjaho, has criticized the media for what he describes as increasing recklessness and unprofessionalism in their reportage, or in our reportage, since the repeal of the criminal libel law. Now, this is what he says. After the repeal of criminal libel laws in this country, it appears the spirit of the amended legislation has been lost. The repeal of the criminal libel law has made citizens sections of the media and journalists reckless and unprofessional in their work. Doe Adjaho, who was speaking at an event in Ho in the Volta region, added that some sections of the media were guilty of sensationalism, disregarding the harm they cause to the reputation of other people. Is he right? Does he have a case? Let's find out. Dave Agbenu is General Secretary for the Ghana Journalists Association, and he's joined me over the telephone. David, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What do you think about the comments coming from Speaker of Parliament?
First of all, I think that the Speaker was speaking the minds of many Ghanaians. We agree with him that there's been some recklessness on our part. And if I say ours, I'm using that in plural tense, that some of us have not been that diligent and purposeful in our work. But having said that, I think also that the media should not only be blamed. There are other people, particularly politicians, who should also take part of the blame. Because, as he said, there's a need to review the law that established the National Media Commission so it can be given some teeth to bite. What he meant by that was for them to be able to either sanction or bring to book those who fall foul of the law. The fact remains that some effort in the past has gone on to have some laws apart from those that ensure that we practice the profession in a very congenial atmosphere. But the legislators or parliament has not been able to support the effort to review the law and have some other laws passed to ensure some sanity in the industry.
Right, Dave, Dave, I'm not sure I got your last words. Come again with that.
Yes, I'm saying that the legislators or parliament have not supported the media in the manner that they should do to review some of the laws to enable us sanitize the industry.
So what are those laws that need review? What are those laws that will help sanitize the industry?
Well, first of all, we agree that the Media Commission has to be given some teeth to bite. That's one. Then the Freedom of Information Bill that has been lying in Parliament for a very long time, and the broadcasting law that has also been lying in Parliament. We think that if these things are done, we will not be, or had been done, we will not be talking about these issues today. It places the burden on journalists to not to publish inflammatory statements by politicians. But who says that journalists are the ones who should ask politicians not to open their mouths wide? We all owe it a responsibility to this country to behave in a manner that will not plunge this country into chaos. So if they place that burden on us, it will be seen to be supporting us to have the system sanitized.
Let's start off with the Media Commission having the teeth to bite. Now, that's a topic that has come up too many times, and very little has been seen about it. But let's have you elaborate on what you mean by having the teeth to bite.
Yeah, for instance, the Media Commission is supposed to uphold high journalistic standards. That's their fundamental injunction. But they do so not backed by any punitive law. What they do is to adjudicate on matters that border on somebody's the personality. What I mean is that maybe a newspaper publishes information that the person feels that is incorrect and wants some redress. The person can go to the Media Commission and report to the Media Commission. The parties will be called and some agreement to be entered. But that is not enough because...
So what do you hope that if the Media Commission is given the strength to, should be doing?
In fact, one of the things they can do is to have compelling power to drag erring journalists to the commission. Today, journalists agree to go there, not on any compulsion, and the Media Commission cannot do anything. So, if they have those powers to compel you to appear and to compel you to do the things that will some kind of give some relief to the person who is aggrieved, we think that that will bring some sanity into the industry. Besides that, there should be opportunity for the Media Commission to say that for continually doing the bad thing, you can be denied the opportunity to continue to do the things you are doing to people. There must be something that will serve as a deterrent to erring media personnel.
Now, where will that, or all that we have spoken about already, place the Ghana Journalists Association? Where would you be placed in all of that?
Well, the Ghana Journalists Association already has a code of ethics. And every journalist is enjoined to respect the code of ethics. Unfortunately, some of us blatantly go against the ethics. And oftentimes, those who go against the ethics happens not to be members of the association. Now, that is not to say that because they are not members, they should not abide by the codes of ethics. Fact is, some of them do not even know that the GJA Code of Ethics exists. Besides that, the National Media Commission also has Code of Ethics for media practitioners. Do we go by them? Do journalists abide by them? Do they know about them? The other problem is that when training is given to journalists across the country, because some of them are not members, they will not benefit from it. So the problem is
but Dave, is that to say that there are more non-practicing members than there are practicing members?
It's hard to say, but I guess that there's a large number of people who are practicing, who are not journalists in the true sense of the word, because they might have the eloquence to speak good English, they might have the eloquence to speak vernacular very well, I mean the local language very well. So they find themselves in front of the microphone. Therefore, such people, they need to go through proper training. And when I say proper training, I mean to be schooled on the ethics of the profession.
No, I was asking because then you mentioned that most of those who err or go against the code of ethics of the GJ or the Media Commission most likely are not members of the Ghana Journalists Association. And that's what I'm asking. Does it then mean that perhaps there are more non-members who are practicing than there are members who practice the trade?
Yeah, that's what I said, that it's difficult to establish. But I can say for a fact that many of us practicing in institutions like yourself, your Joy FM, Graphic, Ghanaian Times, City FM, and those established credible ones.
Right. Now, what happens? What happens when a member errs?
What happens when a member errs? What we do is that we have an ethics council that normally go into this problem. But the difficulty is how you monitor to get an erring journalist. We don't have the facilities. The Media Commission is supposed to have those facilities to monitor and get those who err and then call them to book. But there again, they also tell you that they don't have the facilities and they don't have the funds to be able to do that. So we see that the way out is for the laws to be passed to ensure that those who err are properly dealt with.
I see. So the point now is, even for your own members, you don't have a way of monitoring them. And so then we could also assume that the ethics committee you mentioned has not probably sat on any case in a very long time with regard to the discussion we are having right now. Where does that leave the GJA?
Well, we rely on people who feel aggrieved to report some of these issues to us. And
do you feel efficient and effective like that?
Do we feel?
Very effective at what you're doing, like that way?
No. I won't say so. I won't say that we feel that it's effective. We still feel that there are more we could do in this regard. Otherwise, there will be people will not be talking about it today if we were effective. The whole thing still goes back to the fact that we do not have the proper laws to govern the profession. That's how we feel.
I see. We'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave Agbenu is General Secretary for the Ghana Journalists Association. This conversation continues when I return. Don't go away.